Good day, sir. My name is Grandia Kevin Curcio. I'm 21 years old from Barangay Bantigi, Ormoc City, Leyte. I am a BSMAR student from Section 3 Delta. So today, I will answer the questions, should same-sex marriage be legally permitted in the Philippines? Purely as the way to show empathy to the LGBT community. So looking at the strictly through an ethical lens, my answer to that is no. So I want to be clear right away that this stance is not rooted in a lack of compassion or respect. So rather, it is based on how we apply to the ethics to the law and dangers of relying on something called toxic empathy. So in our ethics studies, we know that empathy is a virtue. It allows us to connect and understand one another, but empathy becomes toxic when raw emotion completely overrides reason, objective moral frameworks, and foundational structures of the society. So toxic empathy prioritizes immediate emotional validation over long-term stability and rational law. So it tells us that if someone feels excluded by a rule, the rule itself must be wrong. So without looking why the rule exists, in the Philippines, the institution of marriage has a specific historical, legal, and traditional definition. So it is built on the foundation of the family unit and natural law. So if we alter the foundational institution of our society solely out of a desire to validate feelings, no matter how genuine those feelings are, we are making a massive structural changes based on emotional responses rather than objective ethical reasoning. Toxic empathy asks us to tear down the fences without asking why they were built in the first place. So, as an ethical society, showing respect, basic human dignity, and kindness to the LGBT community is an absolute must. That is just a basic human decency. Legally defining the core of institution of marriage just to satisfy an emotional need is where the empathy oversteps its bounds. So in ethics, we must separate the emotional resonance from institutional purpose. True ethics requires a balance. We must have compassion, yes, but it must be guided by reason. So ensuring that our laws remain anchored in enduring principles rather than emotional currents of the moment. So that is all for my video, sir. Thank you for watching.